Not the best angle I've ever shot at, but it'll have to do. Hillmaniacs, it's Hillmanator. So despite it's still yet to be Christmas, I'm actually going to talk about New Year's. What I've decided to do today is I am going to be talking about my 10 goals for New Year's. The reason I'm talking about them now is because I'm actually planning to implement some of them immediately after Christmas rather than waiting for the New Year. So yeah, I figured I'd give you some forewarning. So hopefully this can give you some ideas for a New Year's resolution for yourself. I mean, who knows? So, my first one was commit yourself to your own goals, because I have a terrible habit of saying I'm going to do something and then not actually doing it. How do I plan on making sure that I'm actually going to do what I say I'm going to do? You guys are hopefully going to help me and keep me committed to what I say I'm going to do. Please, if you think I'm slipping up on any of these things, feel free to send me a message or ask me how I'm doing about it, because I genuinely will need the help. Number 2 is to become physically fitter. Now, I've come up with a couple of ways to improve that and also to measure it. First off, I've lost a little bit of weight at university due to my diet and occasionally going to the gym, so I'm going to try and keep that up. And then I've also signed up to Couch to 5K, which is basically a running app that gets you from not running at all to be able to run 5k. So hopefully by the end of this year I should be able to run 5k. Now, my final measurement for how I'm going to know that I've become physically fitter, because it's such a vague target, is I have an old t-shirt. I have this. Now my final measurement for how I know I'm going to become physically fitter, because it's kind of vague, is I have this really old t-shirt somewhere around the house. Definitely doesn't fit me now. My aim is that by the end of this year, I will fit in that t-shirt. I'm going to show you how I look in that t-shirt at the end of this video, because it's not good right now. Number 3 is to be more creative. Now, there's a couple of ways I'm trying to do that next year. The first one is that I want to finish the first draft of my script. You may have seen me working on it in my last days at school catalyst video. I haven't got very far, I'm still in the first sort of 5 pages. How will I know when I've finished my script? I've wrote 60 pages in a self-contained story that sets up future events. Then this is the target that I'm going to try to implement before New Year's, because there's also going to be a video a week. That's right, you're going to get more Hillmanator, because I'm coming to you weekly, at least once. I don't know how successful I'm going to be at this, but I'm going to try and upload one video every week from now on. I'll set the exact date sometime in the new year, because I don't know when I'm going to upload every week, but for now I just know that I will upload at least once a week, every week throughout the new year, hopefully. My 4th target is to actually set a sleep schedule so that I get a reasonable amount of sleep. For those of you who don't know, I'm a bit of an insomniac. I don't tend to get much sleep at all, if any, so hopefully setting a sleep schedule will help me in that. Now, I know that no matter what time I go to bed, it won't affect when I go to sleep, but what might just do it is what time I get up. So, starting in the new year, with the exception of any time I'm back at home, I am going to be doing my best to wake up at 7:30 every morning. And by wake up, I don't mean open my eyes and lie in bed for a little while. I mean that by 7:30 I will be up in my room doing something. One of the things that's going to help me achieve that is goal number 5, which is to work on my spiritual relationship with God. Now obviously, as a Christian, I don't believe that my works save me or that anything I do makes me better than anyone else. I just feel that I should be trying to get closer to my God. So how am I planning to do this? Well, the Bible that I have up at university has daily readings, which I am going to be attempting to do throughout this year. Obviously, when I'm at home, it's going to be difficult, so I'm going to have to do catch up when I'm back at uni, but in general, I am going to be trying to keep up to date. And because I'm getting up earlier in the morning, I can do that then, and I can do a bit more of my prayer time. Number 6 on my list is to achieve at least a 60% in my academic work. Why a 60%? That seems a bit arbitrary. Don't you only need to get 40 to pass? Yeah, I do only need 40% to pass, but there's something that I want to do which I will get into later in the video. To do that, I need to get at least 60% this year. Goal number 7 is to get closer with my immediate family. Now, my plan for that is surprisingly simple. I'm going to call them. Yeah, bit anticlimactic, isn't it? But my plan is to make sure that I call each and every member in my immediate family at least once a week. Now, whether they pick up or not is entirely up to them, but I am going to make the effort to at least try and speak to each of them at least once every week for the next year. Number 8 is to eat less takeaway, which, trust me, I do need to do this. Whilst I'm generally quite good at budgeting, takeaway has always been my weak spot, so this is the area where I need to budget better, and also it should help me in improving my general fitness. Eat less takeaway? I mean, that's completely subjective. How the heck do you hope to actually manage that? It's quite simple actually, Darren. I'm going to be learning at least one new recipe every month. One a month? But that's not even that many. No, you're right. But here's the thing, because it's a new recipe, I'm going to have to work on it multiple times in order to actually get it to a decent standard. And on top of that, I have a tendency to overcook, which means I'm going to have more food than I need. So I can pack it up, eat it the next day, which brilliant idea for any students in the future. Goal number 9 is to immerse myself into a new culture, and this is where that 60% needs to come back in. How the heck does you doing well at uni affect you being immersed in another culture? Talked about this, don't you remember? No? Okay, I'll explain it to you one more time. For those of you who don't know, or can't remember, I am hoping to study abroad next year, and in order to do that, I need at least 60%. This is actually a pretty common thing in most universities around the UK. So yes, like I said earlier, I do only need 40% to actually get into university next year. But in order to immerse myself into a new culture, I will need to get 60%. See how I've got goals that link up to each other and overlap each other constantly? Yeah. And number 10 is to improve my language game. Now, the way I'm planning to do that is I've been working on Japanese for a little while. I'm not very good by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm giving it a go. By the end of this year, I want to have got at least one 150-day streak on Duolingo. Sounds easy enough, but it's very easy to miss one day, and if you miss one day, your streak gets reset to 0, and you have to start again. Now, maybe in future years, I'll actually increase the number of my streaks, but for this year alone, I'm going to aim for 150. So that has been my 10 goals for the new year, 2019. I hope that this has inspired some of you to come up with goals for yourself, for improvement of your grades or your personal life or your physical fitness, whatever. Goals are massively important in actually achieving what you want, because you can't achieve what you want if you don't know what you want. Seems obvious, but some people forget that. Myself included. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's been helpful for you guys. Remember to message me if you think that I'm struggling with something so that I can keep on track with it. I hope that you have a spectacular day. Okay, thanks for watching all. I shall catch you next time.